Hi, this is Cheryl Rivera with the Sharper Image. Thanks for dropping by my YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be talking about job readiness and career exploration. You know, I'm big on that. So definitely subscribe to this channel if you want to learn about job readiness for your youth, your young adult, or yourself as an adult. So let's get into it. Again, my name is Cheryl Rivera. So I want to talk to you about career choices in the apprenticeship world. How many of you have thought about the word apprenticeship? I mean, some of us remember apprenticeships from a long time ago, and it was not a positive word. And as the years have changed, we now see that people need to have a skill set in order to really have a income where they're able to take care of themselves, and if they have a family. There has to be a master of certain skill sets. Now, apprenticeship is an employer-driven model to help employers to build their own talent pipeline. So let me break it down to you. The employer is saying, I'm so tired of hiring people. I want to train my own people. I want to teach them about this culture. We're a great company and I want to keep them, and I'm going to pay them good. We have great benefits, but I want to keep them with me, but I want to teach them about our processes and procedures, the culture of our company, and I don't want them to necessarily come in knowing everything. That is the best model, the apprenticeship model, to have for an employer who's thinking like that. An employer has to realize that a happy employee is going to stay with the company because they're happy. No one wants to keep jumping ship going from job to job, right? So the apprenticeship model for the employer, to me, is a great model to build your own talent pipeline. So what I want to talk about is now the job seeker looking for companies that offer authentic, approved apprenticeship programs. You know they're approved if you go on the Department of Labor and you look and just Google in the word apprenticeship, and you're going to get a list in your state. If you do Department of Labor and put in the search apprenticeship programs, you'll get a list of all the apprenticeship programs in your city, in your state. I represent the state of Florida, so the state of Florida has an apprenticeship office. And so we are with the Department of Education. So if you're in Florida, you simply just put in your Google search Department of Education, and you're going to, and you can just say Florida, and then in the search, do apprenticeship, and then you're going to see a listing of apprenticeship programs. It's going to be some probably language you're maybe not used to hearing. It's going to say what district, what region. I mean, you really don't maybe know that. Just go ahead and look for your county, because it's broken into counties: Broward, Monroe, Dade, like that, Palm Beach, Indian River. So all across the state of Florida, you're going to look for your county, and you're going to be able to see the occupations and the occupations that are apprenticeable, and you're going to be able to see a list of program coordinators that you can contact that is going to give you information about the apprenticeship programs that are ran in their city. So what is apprenticeships programs about, and who are they for really? Not everyone wants to have to become a degree-seeking student. Not every parent wants to get in debt and have their child in debt by getting student loans. Yes, you may get a couple of grants that pays for it, but it's not going to pay for all of the college. And you want to find the least expensive way to get some industry certifications, to get some education, and to get on-the-job training. I'm going to tell you that apprenticeship is the key. And I'm going to tell you reasons why. When you become an apprentice, you do not have to pay for any of the education. Is that amazing? No hooks, no gimmicks, free education if you are a registered apprentice in your state. This is how the model works. The employer says, I want to hire you, Jeff. I want to hire you with no experience. You're going to be my apprentice, and we're going, our apprenticeship program here is in telecommunications. And, we work, we're a company, let's just say we do installations of, fiber optics. We make sure the companies have their cabling, their internet, and we are looking for 6 field technicians that we're going to be willing to train, assign a mentor, and we're going to allow you to go to school online or in person 2 nights a week, or online for as long as this program is running. Now, most newer apprenticeship programs, because apprenticeship models are getting more noticed, the competencies and the timelines for the classroom is shorter now. Maybe 4 years ago, you had apprenticeship programs that was 4 years. Now, those programs are more hybrid. They're competency-based. And when they're competency-based, the education time is shortened. So the telecommunications employer, the telecommunications occupation, this employer has joined a college that offers the education, and it is a 1-year apprenticeship program. So for 1 year, you're going to be my field tech. That means you're going to be an apprentice for me, but your paychecks are going to have your benefits. Your paychecks are going to be just like a full-time worker with a couple of things that are different. And that is, you're going to come in at a smaller wage than my current and my experienced employees. But that's okay, because you're going to go to school, and when you reach a competency, which means when you pass a certification or a test, me, the employer, I'm going to increase your salary, because the state says that I must increase your wage because you have met that competency. So let's just say you can start off with me at $20 an hour. When you hit your first competency and you pass your first certification, you're now at 21 an hour. I may increase you by 50 cents, or I may increase you by $1. And remember, the program is a year. So you get increases as you meet and hit those certifications. Wow, what bonuses is that? I'm telling you, the employer is hiring you as a full-time employee, and you're getting the book knowledge, where the field tech who probably currently works for the company has the on-the-job training knowledge, but they do not have the certifications that you're getting ready to get. So you see what's happening? The employer is building up their talent pipeline, and the employer is investing in you, the apprentice. Now, this is all regulated by the state, so no one can come in and say, oh, we're going to just teach you this, and we're going to cut your hours. No, none of that. It's regulated when it is an official registered apprenticeship program. There are some companies out there that says, we run an apprenticeship program, and it's just, they just use the word apprenticeship. It's a apprenticeship program when you start filling out an applications that is stating that you are an apprentice for that state. You get tons of paperwork from your representative, and your employer every couple of weeks is having to speak to someone that is over the apprenticeship program, finding out what you're learning on the job, checking off the skills that you're learning, and also making certain that your pay increases are there. So it's very regulated. This is not anything loosey-goosey when it comes to registered apprenticeship programs. So again, you are an apprentice, you're hired, you're working on the job training, they call it OJT, and you're getting your book knowledge, learning about fiber optics, learning about all the things that go with that business. You're learning about that as well. And after the end of that year, that employer now has a experienced worker with certifications, coming out with fiber optic certification, coming out with maybe a Network Plus certification. Whatever the certifications and the education that the employer has set down with the educator and said, hey, look, we need your college to teach XYZ for this to work for us. And that's how that whole framework, that's how the education piece is done. The employer sits down with the apprenticeship program provider and says, this is what I want them to learn. Can you do it? And there is a great marriage. So now hopefully I've given you some information on what an apprenticeship program is, and just a little tip on how the apprenticeship works. So let's review. You must find an employer in your state that is participating with a registered apprenticeship program. You find that out by going to Googling, do a Google search, Department of Labor, and your state, type in apprenticeship, and you're going to find out program coordinators and the apprenticeship programs in your city or county. If you're in Florida, you're going to go to Department of Education, and you're going to type in apprenticeship, and you will then find out all of the apprenticeships in the state of Florida. Once you find that out, you are going to look for when the apprenticeship program is accepting applications. They're going to get all the applications together. They call it the sponsor. We're going to get all the applications together. We're going to go over to the employer and we're going to say, hey, we got these applications in. You can interview for your apprentices. So you cannot become an apprentice just by saying, I know this company and I'm going to ask them if I can become an apprentice. They have to be a participating employer with the registered apprenticeship programs. Okay? Either it's going to be the Department of Labor or the Department of Education. Now, the benefits, again, is that you're going to be working full-time and you are going to get an education, and that is all free of cost. Why don't more people, parents, educate their kids to look into apprenticeship programs? I don't know. I think sometimes we've done such a great job at saying that you need an education that we've forgotten that one of the pathways to the education is apprenticeship. And guess what? With zero debt. It's a no-brainer. Now, the biggest piece to it is that you have to be hired. When you go online and you call the program coordinator and they say, yes, we're accepting applications and here's the dates. They're not going to tell you the name of the employer because they don't want you calling and saying, hey, can you hire me? It's all handled under the program coordinator of that city. So once you fill out your application and that you want to become an apprentice, that company is going to do their interviews, and then boom, hopefully, prayerfully, you will be selected. Great, right? Well, apprenticeships, I can speak about Florida because I am representing Florida, and this is one of my this is my wheelhouse. Apprenticeships and pre-apprenticeships is, something that I've worked with for the last going on 7 years. So I will tell you that it is a whole nother ball game. And if you're interested in getting more information about apprenticeship programs, definitely you can find my information. I can direct you to give you some direction, and we can take it from there. I have no problem doing that. It's nothing hurts to do a digital share. I mean, that doesn't take away anything for me to share some information with you. Now, when you want to talk about maybe I need help and maybe I need to know how to interview and I need a resume, that's where I will offer my services and assist you with a fee. But to give you information on, hey, here's the link, and yes, they have an apprenticeship program. Yes, that's a legitimate apprenticeship program. Yes, that person told you right. I have no problem with that. So I just hope that parents will take a look at the apprenticeship programs in your city, your county, and encourage your youth to look into them. The state of Florida is full of apprenticeship programs when it comes to the trades. I find that a lot of the youth now shy away from the trades. Maybe it's because they're thinking they don't want to work hard. I don't know. But I know if you or I have to call someone for our AC, HVAC, if we had to call a air condition repair we know they're walking in the door at $100. So it's not just about working for someone. You literally, I've met people that were apprentices who now own their own AC, plumbing, painting companies. So this could take you to entrepreneurship, to ownership of your own company. You just have to open up your horizons to see how you can fit in the world of apprenticeship. Do you want to go in the trades, or do you want to go into the non-traditional apprenticeship programs like, telecommunications, information technology? I've even seen an apprenticeship program for people who train the what do you call that? Oh my gosh, it just slipped me. They train the dogs, support dogs. I've seen all types of occupations, approved occupations in apprenticeships. So let me tell you, you just have to do some research and you will be amazed. And you will come out with no debt, and you'll come out working day one. Okay? You start working and go to school. Who could do that? I mean, that's like a no-brainer. So hopefully I have shedded a little bit of light to you on the apprenticeship model. And think about it. I really, really want you to think about it. If you're in the state of Florida, definitely I will probably be definitely an asset to you if you're in the state of Florida. If you're out of the state of Florida, I can point you into the right direction. But if you're in the state of Florida, oh my gosh, you have just hit a gold mine in connecting to my YouTube channel. So I am going to say goodbye for now. And my next segment is going to be about pre-apprenticeship. Today, we spoke about apprenticeship. My next segment, pre-apprenticeship. Subscribe. Okay, remember, anything worth doing is worth reading about and knowing about.